at least from what I've garnered, is tended to be a pretty terrible fucking community. Relatively toxic, full of immature and just ridiculous dudes that just simp over their waifus. And you know, when you disagree with people in the Genshin Impact community, they don't like you and they will come after you a lot of the times. So this is a drama that has been probably boiling up for like 3 fucking years now. Like the timeline of it is 3 years. It's majority of it has gone down in the last, like, I'd say month, maybe 2-3 weeks, some time along that. I'd say about 3 weeks, maybe a month. Yeah, is mainly like the real like timeline of the actual drama. But the full entire thing has gone for over 3 years. Now there is a lot to go over this. I've watched so much, like, all different types of videos from different perspectives from both sides to first try and garner the timeline and like what exactly has happened. Now, if I do miss anything, please correct me in the comments if I got anything wrong. Like I said, there's a lot to go over, so I've tried my absolute best to like get the right information. So I'm just going to give like a brief. Just a brief little layout of everything, mention some important parts, and then I'm gonna give like try to give my overall opinion. But this thing's a fucking it's a mess. It's really a mess. Like, honestly, to put it simply, it's a fucking mess, and it's just a bit of a shit show. So to start, about 3 years ago, Tectone made, like, I'm not sure if it was a video on his live stream, but he gave some takes about, and apparently they were like not that good takes about the Genshin Impact, what's good in Genshin Impact, some of the characters that are good in Genshin Impact. And some people disagree with him because apparently it was a bit of a hot take and what he says wasn't relatively right. First of all, big shit. Like, who really cares? But yet again, this is the Genshin Impact community, and from what I've garnered from, you know, seeing online and from the past 3 years that the whole entire game's been out. I think it's been 3 years since it's been out. It's a fucking it's not a great community. Like, from the top down, it's not good to be like fully a part of. People get really fucking invested in their waifus, and if you talk shit about their waifus, they're gonna come for your ass. So he said some stuff. A lot of people didn't like it, and then I think it was about a year ago now, some guy made a video. His name is Flip. So this guy named Flip made a video about like terrible takes over the years from Genshin Impact. And obviously, if he's making a video about terrible takes, you know, if Tectone's past terrible takes, and like I said, I don't know about these takes. I don't watch I don't play Genshin Impact. I think I played it once just to see what it was like, and it's a gacha game. It's not really for me. And yeah, so, you know, from that being like kind of a relatively infamous, he's mentioned that in his video. And he makes that video, and it was about over a year ago now when this guy named Flip made this video. And obviously, you know, Flip isn't necessarily like a big creator. You know, he's obviously bigger than me. He has like a couple thousand or a few thousand subscribers, but he's nothing too big. Where on Tectone, on the other hand, he's a massive internet personality. You know, and during that time around this time last year, or through the halfway last year, Tectone was going through some shit. It was going through a lot of shit. Apparently, Tectone was in like a lot of debt. He was going through divorce. I'm not sure exactly like the exact timeline of it, but like from what I've garnered as well is that there's a lot of people who don't like Tectone. So he's very, like, you know, an easy target to go after, pretty much. And if you made a video where you say you disagree with Tectone or you don't like Tectone, there's going to be a lot of people out there who kind of agree with you, who say like, yeah, I don't like this guy either. So it's kind of like low-hanging fruit at that point. Now, you know, like I said, he's probably gotten a lot of videos about this, and he didn't see this video at first. He didn't see it till like 3 weeks ago when all this stuff like really started to happen. Now, he actually invites this guy Flip onto his stream to talk about Genshin Impact and the like debate about the game. And this guy Flip agrees. And I don't know exactly like where this other guy come in, which is like, you know, the main fucking part of this video of where the drama gets out of hand is this guy named Soul. Now, I think Soul and Flip were like somehow connected one way or another. They kind of knew each other through the Genshin Impact community. Soul is some guy who makes some videos here and there about Genshin Impact. And he did make a video about a year ago as well, actually, on Tectone. But this guy, Soul, somehow got strung into the debate on the live stream with Tectone as well. Just so, like I said, if I get anything wrong, there's a lot. So just correct me down below. I'm not afraid to be wrong. If I'm wrong a little bit here and there, that's absolutely fine. When they get on the stream, the debate kind of just goes from being a debate and kind of just turns into a bit of an argument. Which, you know what? Gamers, we argue all the fucking time about games. We really do. But at the end of the day, it's just a fucking video game. And it really shouldn't fucking matter all that much, which I'm going to come back to that statement a lot, is that just remember, all this shit really fucking started just because someone made like a take about Genshin Impact, about a fucking video game that's a fucking gacha game out of everything, a fucking gacha game, and someone disagreed with it. And then, yeah, they went on Tectone's stream, which, you know what? Maybe isn't a good idea. You probably shouldn't have, because you're kind of going into, you know, you being a small creator and then you're going to go debate with a bigger creator. It's most likely not going to go in your favor, especially if you're going to, you know, disagree with them. And if you know what, they say something you don't like, just be chill about it. But, you know, they kind of got a little bit, not like really heated, but it was a proper, it went from a bit of a debate to it being like not like a full-blown argument, but a decent argument between like what's actually good in the game. And then, you know, Tectone kind of sticking to his guns, which you kind of have to, you know, you can't really just, you don't really want to just give in at some point. And some people are like that. Me, I don't really give a fuck. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I don't really care. But you know what? Tectone wanted to stick to his guns, and that's absolutely fucking fine. After this is where like apparently the whole shit started to fucking hit the fan, because this guy Soul is the one where like he really started to like kind of argue a lot with Tectone about like what's actually good in the game, which once again is just fucking stupid. And then at some point, it's like I said, the timeline for this is really skewed. And like I said, I tried to watch multiple videos on this. So this Soul guy started getting like a lot of hate, pretty much, from Tectone's community. At least from, like I said, from what I've started to garner, because like, you know, he got in an argument with Tectone, and that's not really on Tectone. If his community's like that, you know, to some extent, like, yeah, you can kind of blame a creator, but yet again, if a creator doesn't necessarily say like, oh, go and attack this guy, if someone's community just goes ahead and does it, it's not really like necessarily their fault. Let's be honest. Like, people who follow a lot of creators on YouTube, they can be quite very passionate and you know, very passionate when it comes to the people that they follow. And they will like very much stick to their guns and very much try to defend that person as much as possible and be on their side. And sometimes, you know what, they can go too far. So apparently this guy Soul was getting a lot of hate from Tectone, and he made a video about Tectone. And not only that, from what I've read and seen as well, Tectone would talk about Soul sometimes here and there, because he seemed, from what I've seen from the clips that I've seen about Tectone talking about it, he just saw it as like a bit of a funny situation about how, you know, I was talking to this guy at Flip and just, you know, making a video, just getting into a debate about him, and then this guy Soul just tried to come in and just like, you know, tried to defend Flip and tried to be on his side and was like blah 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 blah. You know, he apparently, Tectone talked about it on the podcast that he has with Asman, Steak and Eggs. That's it, the Steak and Eggs podcast with Asman and Emaru. And you know, Soul just saw it as like this guy just won't shut up and keeps talking about me, which to some extent, yeah, I mean, Tectone was still talking about him, but he was just kind of more or less just like rehashing like the same stuff over and over. Soul's brother, he has a twin brother, Solo, made actually a video on Tectone, and you know, that video actually kind of blew up, got like 21,000 views, and then this guy Solo actually got dragged into all of this drama as well, because, you know, he said that I'm Soul's brother, and you know, kind of tried to be in the middle ground of both things, saying that like, oh, this is why I agree with my brother, and you know what, Tectone's not that bad either. And Soul actually, you know, Tectone actually reached out to Soul and then invited Soul to talk on his live stream with him. And you know what? Solo probably should have just said no, but he said yes anyways because he wanted to talk, you know, to Tectone about things. And from that, apparently Soul felt a bit betrayed from his brother, you know, saying that like, you know, I told you, because Soul was saying to Solo, you know, don't make the video about Tectone. And then he said, don't go into Discord with Tectone. Apparently Soul's come out multiple times calling Tectone a massive manipulator, king of cyberbullying as well. There's also a stint where I don't know exactly how this lines up in the whole entire mess and shit that this all is, but Tectone actually went onto Soul's Discord. Now, Soul actually says that he claims that Tectone raided his Discord. Now, from what I've seen from Tectone is that apparently Tectone was being pinged by Soul's moderators from his Discord, at least from what I've garnered. Like I said, this whole shit is a mess. This video is going to go on for so long of me just trying to explain shit, right? So Tectone wanted to see what was going on in the Discord because apparently he was being talked about a lot in the Discord. So Tectone joined this Discord on his live stream, which, you know what, maybe isn't the smartest thing to do. But Tectone at no point did he tell his community to go and raid this Discord. Now, when you have a big community, it's going to fucking happen. So, you know, you can claim that, you know, Tectone shouldn't have done this, but he done it. He just went onto the Discord. He didn't then go into the Discord and start, you know, saying any slander stuff. He searched up his name in the Discord, and apparently there was 51 fucking pages worth of Tectone's name in the Discord. Now, we don't know, it's not necessarily 51 pages just from Soul mentioning him, but from a lot of Soul's community mentioning Tectone's name. And I'm pretty sure that if you had to look through every single one of them, you'd probably find Soul's name here or there, and definitely talking about Tectone. There's no fucking way that he didn't mention it at all. But 51 pages is pretty fucking crazy. But not only that, Soul also started saying that I, at no point, was talking about you. You were the one that was first talking about me. Now, I watched Soul's hour-long video that he actually uploaded. Not long, well, a few hours after Tectone uploaded his video. This, from the moment that I'm recording this, Soul's video was uploaded just 2 hours ago, and it's a fucking hour long, and I sat through that whole motherfucking thing. And this is one thing that I can tell that, you know what? I think both parties are a bit in the wrong. Whenever there's a disagreement, majority of the time, you know what? Both people are in the wrong. There's no way that majority of the time, it's just predominantly one side. But one thing that I just felt off and didn't, you know, that I was just like, this guy's lying a little bit, is that at some point, Soul said that I stopped talking about you and didn't want to mention you, and then you're the one who kept bringing me up. But if you go into Soul community tab on his YouTube channel, you will see that Tectone's actually mentioned a few times during the timeline that Soul says that I stopped talking about you. He literally has this like 2 weeks ago, video of Tectone soon. 2 weeks ago, when the Tectone video dropped. Then he has 13 days ago, live stream with a Tectone thumbnail. Then 12 days ago, mentioning that, oh, Tectone raided my Discord. 12 days ago, then he has this whole drama, mentioning the drama about with him and Tectone. Then 6 days ago, he has Tectone law drama. And then he says that like, oh, I didn't talk about you for 2 weeks. I only started talking about you 6 days ago. Well, you know, I mean, this was talked about 12 days ago, which isn't actually the timeline, because you mentioned that, you know, the last time you talked about him was when you finished uploading your video about the new Tectone drama just dropped. And then you mentioned him that next day in your live stream with the watch the full debate here, live stream VOD, and then you mentioned him again, and then you're mentioning him again. So it doesn't really line up all that much. And then there's a lot of screenshots from like, I think his Twitter. His Twitter's apparently privated as well at this point. So you can't actually get onto Soul's Twitter unless you follow him and he accepts you. But not only that, I've actually seen screenshots, and I'll put them on the screen from whenever I'm talking about something and I can actually find it, that apparently Soul's community is actually relatively toxic as well. He's told someone to go kill themselves, which is, you know, never really the good thing. And then also Soul at some point as well, also he was very mad at his brother Solo for talking to Tectone and really getting involved in this whole entire drama. So while Solo was streaming on Twitch, which there is a clip of it, and I will show it in a second, where he gets mad at his brother, yells at him, and then proceeds to walk out the room. And when he walks out the room, he slams the door. And when he slams the door, a picture frame falls. And I'm going to talk about that a bit more, but I'll show the clip first.
All of you eat my fucking ass. He made the video first. You dumb fucker.
Mm.
And as you can see from that, after he yells at his brother and slams the door, he starts crying, which, you know what, is a fair enough reaction. These guys are like, they're twins, by the way, and like I mentioned earlier, and they're about 20 years old. From what they've said, they're about 20. And you know, after that came out as well, a lot of people started saying that Soul was actually domestically abusing and had domestic violence against his brother. Now, as someone who has a younger brother, my brother is 2 years younger than me, we don't bicker anymore like we used to when we were younger. So I have to say that his reaction is definitely fucking immature. And it is a little bit too far, slamming the fucking door in your brother about this. I understand he'd be a bit heated. Apparently, he did also apologize to his brother afterward. There's actually a recording on Solo's channel of him, of Soul apologizing to his brother and saying, like, I'm sorry, and like crying, saying that I can't believe people are accusing me of, you know, being domestically abusive towards you. But you know what? I can say one thing. Brothers fucking bicker all the time. When me and my brother were younger, we fucking would go at each other's necks so much. I still argue with my sibling, mostly my sister now. You know, mostly me and my sister get into a lot of disagreements, but it's just siblings. Siblings do disagree, and it can go fucking too far at times. But as you get older, you know, that too far shit definitely fucking stops. Like, as we've gotten older, we definitely don't go at each other like this anymore. We might like have a disagreement with each other and get a bit angry at each other, but we wouldn't get to this fucking point. There's definitely no way about that. That's pretty much where everything fucking lies. Now, like I said, I've been talking about this already for like, my recording has been going on for like 21 minutes. I'm definitely gonna have to try and cut this a little bit. But there is just so much shit to this. But I just want to say one fucking thing and one thing only, is that all of this started over Genshin fucking Impact. Genshin. Over a disagreement of what the fuck is good in the game. Oh my god. It's about titties. That's all it was about. It was about boobs, Bo. Hancocker, it was about your boobs. Well, not yours, but, you know. Oh, I just think that this fucking shit, it's just stupid. It's absolutely fucking done. And you know what? Here's my opinion on it. One, it's dumb. You already know that. You probably think it's fucking dumb. It's 100% fucking stupid. And it's something that's so dumb, and it's gotten out of hand really fucking quickly. Here's what I think both parties should do. Both parties have already released what they last think about this. And you know what? With it starting to like already garner a little bit of traction, I expect a lot of channels to possibly start talking about this. They might not, or you know what? They probably will. Because it seems like there's a lot. And you know what? People are definitely going to feed off content of it. I mean, I fucking am right now. That's 100% sure. But what I think that both parties should do is They've made their last videos about it. I don't know if Tectone's gonna make, if Tectone's done with this, because, you know, like I said, Soul made his hour-long video mentioning everything and, you know, trying to defend himself and all that kind of stuff, which you kind of have to do. But at the same time, you know what? Sometimes defending yourself isn't really the best way to go about it, especially if you're the small creator. Sometimes it's best to just say, hey, I'm done with this shit, and fuck it, just continue on with life. But if I was Tectone, that's it. I'm done with everything. I don't want to mention Soul ever again. Apparently, he's deleted every single video on his channel, on his Tectone's channel. He's deleted everything with mentioning Soul, which is good. So I love that from Tectone. I love that he's done that. And he said he's not going to talk about him anymore. I hope he does, and I hope that that's it from Tectone ever talking about Soul ever again, and that should be it. Soul and Solo, you know, they're both brothers, and I think just don't mention it. I think that Soul, yeah, he made that hour-long video. If he wanted to, you know what, good on him. If he needed to get everything off his chest, then he's 100% done that as well. Well, is it good for him? Well, I've read the comments. A lot of people are backing him up, but we'll wait and see of how those comments go once it actually starts to hit the algorithm, and once, you know, people on, you know, more of Tectone's like fan base actually start to see the video and, you know, garner their opinions and comment on his videos as well. But I definitely think that Soul and Solo should just go ahead and just stop with anything mentioning Tectone ever again. Solo, from his from what I've seen from his YouTube channel, he does similar to mine, where he just like talks about shit. So you can't really avoid drama, because if you're gonna talk about it, you're gonna get fucking involved in it. But Soul, just keep making content about Genshin. That's it. That's what you want to do. Keep doing that. Just stay out of fucking drama. Trust me, man. I mean, I haven't personally gotten in YouTube drama yet. I mean, it feels like it's fucking inevitable when you're, you know, if you're trying to get big on YouTube, it's going to happen sooner or later. I hope not. But yeah, it's just don't mention it. Just, that's it. It's done. It's over the most dumbest fucking shit. It's over fucking what was good in Genshin. I can't fathom that. This is over just a fucking game, just an anime game. It's literally an anime game. It's a game where you have to pay $200 for a girl with titties. I mean, you know what? I love titties as much as the next person, but I wouldn't pay $200 for some gacha game. That's for sure. But yeah, this whole shit is a fucking mess. I don't think that there's a good or bad guy in this situation. I just think that it's stupid. That's what I think. I think it's fucking dumb. I definitely think that they both have their fucking faults. I think that Soul, probably yelling at his brother was a bit too far, especially live on stream, and the fact that the clip is still up as well. It almost seems like you're kind of farming the content a little bit, and you're kind of doing it for views. Like, if you delete the clip, delete it. You can delete it. It was clipped from your channel. Just get rid of it. Get rid of the VOD. Get rid of everything. It's fine. You can get rid of it. Tectone, I mean, just don't do anything. As the bigger creator, that's the best thing to do, is to just don't do anything. Because when you don't do anything, your audience stops giving a shit. That's about it. And he, from what I've seen as well, from what I've read, he's gonna stop talking about it, which is good. I like that from Tectone. I like the fact that he's gonna stop talking about it. Just Soul and Solo, just don't either. Trust me. It's the best way, because once you stop talking about shit, it's in the past. And then people forget about it. Trust me. People stop giving a shit. If you stop talking about something, people stop caring. So that's it. Yeah. That's it from me. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Like I said, this is a fucking mess. This is like one of my longest videos ever talking about something, because, oh my god, there's just so much to it. But yeah, that's it from me. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. Yeah. Peace out.